Hey my dear lovely students, a very good morning to all of you. I welcome you all in the today's video session on division of decimals, that is type C. In this particular video class, we will be discussing about division of decimal by other decimal number. In the previous video, we had studied about division of decimals by 10, 100, 1000, etc. That was type A, and division of decimal by whole numbers, that was type B. So without wasting any more time, let's straight get into our today's video. Thank you. So let's start on with the division of decimals, that is type C. Division of decimals, type C. We had studied type A and type B. Now we will study type C. In type A, we studied about division of decimal by 10, 100, 1000, etc. In type B, we studied about division of decimal by a whole number. In particular, this type C, we will study about division of decimal number by other decimal number. Division of decimal number by other decimal. And if you haven't watched my previous videos on division of decimals type A and type B, kindly click on the I button and watch that video. Division of decimal number by other decimal numbers. Now let's start. First of all, we will study about rules. What does the rules say? Rule number 1. Whenever we divide any decimal number by other decimal number, first of all, we eliminate the decimals from both the numerator and denominator. This is our rule 1. What does this rule 1 say? Whenever we divide any decimal number by other decimal number, जब भी हम किसी भी decimal number को किसी दूसरे decimal number से divide करेंगे, तो first of all what will be done is we will eliminate the decimals. सबसे पहले decimal को हटाएंगे from the numerator and the denominator. As you all know, whenever we remove decimal from numerator, it goes into denominator with proper decimal place, and whenever we remove decimal from denominator, it goes into the numerator with proper decimal place. This was rule number 1. I hope you understand. We will study a lot more examples on this particular type C. Rule 2. The eliminated decimal from numerator goes into denominator. As I said, the eliminated decimal from numerator goes into denominator, and the eliminate means hatana, and the eliminated decimal from denominator goes into numerator. This is our second point. As I said I just wrote down that particular line. Whenever we eliminate decimal from numerator, it goes into denominator, and whenever we eliminate decimal from denominator, it goes into numerator. Now let's move on to third point. Now we divide the resultant numbers using simple division method and place the decimals accordingly. This is the third point, that is when we divide the resultant numbers using simple division method and place the decimals. After completing the step 2, we simply divide the numbers using division method and place the decimals accordingly. It means that wherever we need to place the decimals, we will put the decimals. I hope it is clear to everyone. Once again, let me explain you all the steps. What was the first step? The first step, whenever we divide any decimal number by other decimal number, first of all we eliminate the decimals from both the numerator and denominator. What does this mean? That whenever we divide any decimal number by other decimal number, the first thing which is to be done by us is we eliminate the decimals from the numerator and denominator, and the eliminated decimal from numerator goes into the denominator part, and the eliminated decimal from denominator goes into the numerator part. That is the second step. In the third step, we will simply divide the resultant numbers as we divide using the simple division method and place the decimal place accordingly. It means that wherever we need to put the decimal place, we will put the decimal place at that particular point. Now let's move on to examples for better understanding of this particular topic. Examples. So our first example of the today's session is we have to divide 0.018 divided by 0.6. We have to divide 0.018 by 0.6. What we will do? What does our first step say? The first step, whenever we divide any decimal number by other decimal number, first of all we eliminate the decimals from both the numerator and denominator. So let me write this particular question in the form of a fraction. What we can write? 0.018 divided by 0.6. I hope I am correct. Now move on to first step. First of all, we eliminate the decimals from both the numerator and denominator. And how we eliminate? Eliminated decimal from numerator goes into denominator, and the eliminated decimal from denominator goes into numerator. So this is our question, 0.018 divided by 0.6. So how we will eliminate decimal? Ones, tens, hundred, thousand. If we remove this decimal, we will have to put 1000 over here. I hope it is clear to everyone, because this decimal is in the thousandth place. Ones, tens, hundred, thousandth place. TH. That is, we will place 1000 over here. Now 0.6, ones, tens. If we remove this decimal, we will have to put 10 over here, because this is in the 10th place. Am I correct? Ones, tens. So we will write 10 over here because this was the decimal of denominator, so it will go into numerator, and this was the decimal of numerator, so it will go into denominator. So what do we get? We get 18 by 6 multiplied by 10 and multiplied by 1000. Now if I ask you to solve this, can you solve this? Definitely, everyone. 1 0 will cancel 1 0. Very simple. And 6 will divide 18 in how many times? 3. What do we get? 3 1 ja 3 divided by 100. Now we all can put the decimal, or simply we can divide 100 by 3. We cannot divide, we will put point over 0, point over here, we will get 0. Again we cannot divide, we will put 0, we will put 0. 103 is a 300. So what is our answer? 0.03. This is our answer. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's take other example. If you have any doubt, kindly pause the video and watch the complete step for better understanding. And do remember one thing. many of the students are still not doing their homework and not even completing any notes in their copies. So today is Saturday and many of you be prepared to receive my call today and give me answer that why you are not studying at your home. I will call you today. This was first example. Let's move on to other example. Example 2. 0.0018 divided by 0.09. I hope you all can solve this. Let's start solution. What we will do, first of all, we will eliminate decimal. We can write it as 0.0018 divided by 0.09. And how we can eliminate decimal? By removing the decimal place. If we remove this decimal place, what will we get? Ones, tens, 100. We will put 100 over here. If we remove this decimal, what do we get? Ones, tens, 100, 1000, 10,000. I hope it is clear to everyone. Now what we can write? We can write 18 divided by 9 multiplied by 100 divided by 10,000. Any problem? 2 zeros will cancel 2 zeros and 9 will cancel 18 how many times? 2. What do we get? 2 1 ja 2 divided by, we are left with 100. And what is 2 by 100? You all know 0.02. And if you cannot solve this type of, if you cannot solve from here to here, what we will do? We will simply divide 2 with 100. We cannot divide, we will put point over here. What do we get? 0. Again we cannot divide, we will put 0 over here. What do we get? 0. 100 2 ja 200. So what is our answer? 0.02. 0.02. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's take one more example. 0.196 divided by 1.4. Very easy. You all can solve. Pause the video for 2 minutes and try it yourself. Pause the video, everyone. Pause the video for 2 minutes. Take out your copies and pens and solve this particular question. I'll show you how to solve after 2 minutes. I hope you all are able to solve it. Now let's see the answer. Let's match the answer. What was question? 0.196 divided by 1.4. We will write 0.196 divided by 1.4. What we will do? We will eliminate the decimal. If we remove the decimal, what do we get? Ones, tens. If we remove the decimal, what do we get? Ones, tens, 100, 1000. Now we are left with 196 divided by 14 multiplied by 10 and multiplied by 1000. Simply 1 0 will cancel 1 0. And this 14 can divide 196. 14 1 ja 14. We are left with 5, 56. 14 4 ja 56. Now what do we get? 14 1 ja 14 divided by 100. Now we will put decimal. 1 tens 100 equal to 0.14. This is our answer. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's take some other examples as well. 14.4 divided by 1.2. I hope you all are able to solve this. We will simply write 14.4 divided by 1.2. Now we will eliminate decimal. If we remove this decimal, what do we get? Ones, tens. If we remove this decimal, what do we get? Ones, tens. Very easy. We are left with 144 divided by 12 multiplied by 10 and multiplied by 10. This 10 and will cancel this 10. We are left with 144 divided by 12. 12 1 ja 12. We are left with 2 and 4, 24. 12 2 ja 24. What is our answer? Simply 12. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's take some other examples as well. 3.24 divided by 1.8. We can solve it very easy. We will write 3.24 divided by 1.8. When we remove this decimal, ones, tens. When we remove this decimal, ones, tens, 100. What do we get? 324 multiplied by 10 divided by 18 into 100. 10 will cancel 100, 10. 10 10 100, we are left with 10, and 18 will cancel 324. In how many times? In 18 times. 18 into 18 will be 324. What do we get? 18 1 ja 18 divided by 10. What is our answer? 1.8. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's take one more example and you will solve this example. I'll give you 2 minutes of time. Example 6. 4.41 divided by 0.21. Solve this particular question. I'm giving you 2 minutes of time. And solve this question and comment me down your answer quickly. I'll see the time of this video, that is 16 minutes 56 seconds. I'll check out the comments that which students has commented me on this particular time. Solve me and comment it below. I hope you all are able to solve this. Let's match our answers. 4.41 divided by 0.21. When we remove decimal, what do we get? Ones, tens, 100. Again, when we remove decimal, what do we get? Ones, tens, 100. This 100 will cancel this 100. We are left with 441 divided by 21. 21 will divide 441. Let's check. 21 will divide 441. 21 2 ja 42. 4 minus 2, 2, 0. We will get 1 over here. 21 1 ja 21. So what is our answer? 21. I hope it is clear to everyone. Let's take few more examples as word problem. Now let's take few more examples as word problem. The first question is question number 7, example 7. A car covers a distance of 108.9 kilometer in 1.8 hours. What is the average speed of car? This is our question. A car covers a distance of 108.9 kilometer. What is distance? 108.9 kilometer in 1.8 hour. What is our time? 1.8 hours. What is the average speed? We have to calculate speed. Many of you know the formula of speed. What is the speed? Speed is equal to distance by time. But here we have to find average speed, which is same as speed, because what is average speed? Average speed is equal to total distance covered by total time taken. But there is only one distance and there is only one time, so we will treat it as speed. So what is speed? Speed is equal to distance by time. Very simple way of solving this type of question. We have to calculate speed. What is distance? Distance is 108.9 kilometer. And what is time? Time is 1.8 hours. You all know how to solve this type of question. I have taught you earlier. Simply we will write 108.9 divided by 1.8. When we remove decimal, what do we get? Ones, tens. And here when we remove decimal, what do we get? Ones, tens. 10 will cancel out 10. We are left with 1089 divided by 18 kilometer per hour. Here we have hour in denominator. We can write it as kilometer per hour. That is the SI unit for speed. 1089 by 18. And now we all can divide it. 18 divided by 1089. 18 6 ja 108. We are left with 9. 9 will not come because this is a single digit and this is the double digit. So we will put 0 over here to bring this 9. But still we cannot divide. We will put point over here. What do we get? 0. And 18 5 ja 90. So what is our answer? 60.5. 60.5 kilometer per hour. So what is our speed? Thus average speed is 60.5 kilometer per hour. I hope it's clear. Let's understand this one time more. The question was, a car covers a distance of 108.9 kilometer in 1.8 hours. What is the average speed of the car? Distance is equal to 108.9 kilometer. Time is equal to 1.8 hours. We have to find out speed. What is the formula of speed? Speed is equal to distance by time. We were asked about average speed. In this particular question, we will treat average speed as speed, because what is the formula of average speed? Total distance covered by total time. Suppose करिए कि आपके पास 2-3 distance है. A boy walks from A to B, that is 5 km, from B to C 4 km, and from C to D, that is 8 km. Suppose this is A, B, C and D. A boy walks from A to B 2 km, from B to C again 2 km, C to D again 2 km, and D to A again 2 km. So here when we talk about total distance, that is 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 will be equal to 8 km. And total time, suppose this 2 km is covered in 1 minute. So 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute and 1 minute divided by 4 minutes. So this is the way of calculating average speed. But here, since we have only one distance and one time, we will write speed is equal to distance by time. Speed equal to 108.9 and time is equal to 1.8 hours. We will divide, we get 1089 by 80, and further on dividing we get 60.5 km per hour. Thus average speed is 60.5 km per hour. I hope it is clear to everyone. Watch it once again. Now let's take one more example of word problem. Example 8. Mr. A about 15.5 liters of fuel for rupees 1122.20. Mr. A bought 15.5 liters of fuel for rupees 1122.20. Find its cost per liter. Find its cost per liter. Mr. A might be someone. Mr. A bought 15.5 liters of fuel. 15.5 liter fuel खरीदा कितने में? 1122.20 में. तो फाइंड इट्स कॉस्ट पर लीटर. आप बताइए, जब 15.5 लीटर का प्राइस इतना है तो 1 लीटर का कम होगा कि ज्यादा होगा? डेफिनेटली बहुत कम. एंड वेन एवर वी सॉल्व अबाउट लेस क्वांटिटी वी डिवाइड. सो व्हाट वी कैन राइट? Cost of 1 liter of fuel is equal to 1122.20 divided by 15.5. So we can solve it. 1122.20 divided by 15.5. When we remove this decimal, what do we get? Ones, tens, 100. When we remove this decimal, what do we get? Ones and tens. We can solve 112220 divided by 155 multiplied by 10 and multiplied by 100. 1 0 will cancel 1 0. Again 1 0 will cancel 1 0. We are left with 11222 divided by 155. I hope you all can solve this. So let's solve, or simply 155 divided by 11222. 155 multiplied by what? We can write 7 1 just 7 in using 7 times. 155 into 7. 5 7 are 35. 5 carry 3. 15 6 are 90. 15 7 are 105, and 105 and 3 will be equal to 108. 1085. 12 we will take on carry 1. 12 minus 5 7. When we give 1, we are left with 1. Will not subtract 8, will take on carry 1. 11 minus 8, we are left with 3. So what do we get down? 2. 155 how many times? 2 times. 155 into 2. 5 is 0, carry 1. 5 is 111. 1 carry 1. 2 1 is 2, 3. 310. 310. 2. 7 minus 1 6. 3 minus 3 0. 62. We can put point over here. What do we get? 0. 155 multiplied by 4. 155 multiplied by 4. 5 4 is 20, 0, carry 2, 15 4 is 60 and 2 62. So in 4 times we can divide 620. So what is our answer? 72.4. So we can write cost of 1 liter of fuel. Thus cost of 1 liter of fuel is rupees 72.4. I hope it is clear to everyone. And still, if you have any problem, kindly message me or comment me down. I'll make a separate video on that particular topic. Please do not forget to watch my next video, in which we will once again do complete revision of decimal chapter, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Till then all, stay at home and be safe and solve all your homeworks which you will get in the WhatsApp group. So I end up my video here. Thank you everyone for being a part of me, and since you haven't watched any of my previous videos, kindly click on the I button above and watch all the videos. Thank you all. Have a good day.